Hey you, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're diving into something really practical, actually, and kind of powerful. How to offer help in English.
Yeah, it sounds simple, but it's more than just words, isn't it? It's about connection.
Exactly. And we've been listening to the English podcast, and they highlighted how this skill is, well, it's also a great way to boost your own English journey.
Mm-hmm. We've really dug into what they discussed.
Yeah.
And our mission today, yours and ours, is to give you more than just a list of phrases.
Right. We want you to get the feel for it, the confidence to actually, step up and use your English to help someone.
Precisely. Building that confidence.
Okay, so let's paint a picture. You're at, say, an airport. Busy, maybe a bit confusing.
Yeah, happens all the time.
And you see someone, they look completely lost, maybe staring blankly at a departure board or something.
Okay, I can picture that.
What's your first thought? Like, what might you actually do?
Well, it's relatable, right? And I think often the simplest thing comes to mind first. The podcast we looked at, it pointed out that just starting with something like, do you need help?
Yeah, direct.
Or maybe, can I help you with something?
Yeah.
It's often the most, effective starting point.
Absolutely. And you don't need, super fancy words, do you?
Not at all.
Just a friendly tone, maybe a smile, and one of those basic questions. It can make a huge difference if someone's feeling stressed out.
Right. And building on that, the podcast also explored some slightly different ways to offer help. Each one has a kind of subtle flavor.
Okay. Like what?
Well, can I give you a hand, for instance?
Yeah, I like that one. It feels a bit more informal, maybe, more like you're offering to actually do something physical.
That's a good way to put it. Can I give you a hand?
Yeah.
Definitely feels, friendlier, more relaxed. Maybe if someone's struggling with luggage, like you said.
Right, pitching in.
Yeah, implies that hands-on help. Then there's, would you like some help?
That sounds a bit softer, more polite.
I think so, yeah. A bit more gentle. It gives the other person maybe a bit more space to decide.
Okay, that makes sense. Like if you're not totally sure they need help, but you want to make the offer anyway.
Exactly. And what about, is everything okay? You mentioned liking that one before.
I do, because it's not directly offering help, but it opens the door,
Precisely. It shows concern. You've noticed something might be wrong, but you're not jumping in too forcefully. It lets them tell you what's up, if anything.
It's a good opener, especially if you're a bit hesitant yourself.
Yeah. And, to make this really practical, the podcast we listened to had a little role play scenario.
Oh, brilliant. Let's try it. Okay, so I'm at a train station, looking very confused, staring at the boards, lost.
Right. You look totally bewildered. And I walk up, hey, are you okay? Can I help you find something?
Oh, thank goodness. Yes, please. I'm looking for platform 3. I can't seem to spot it anywhere.
Sure. No problem. It's right over there, actually. Just go straight ahead and then hang a left. You'll see the signs.
Perfect. See? Simple, friendly, helpful.
Exactly. And the podcast also touched on the flip side, what to say when someone offers you help, which is just as important, right? For smooth communication.
Definitely. You got to know how to receive help graciously, too.
Absolutely. Showing appreciation is key. The podcast suggested keeping it simple and sincere. Things like, thanks, I really appreciate it.
Or, that's very kind of you. Simple, polite, does the job.
Exactly. Effective acknowledgement.
One thing from the podcast that really stuck with me was about not letting fear stop you. Fear of making mistakes, I mean.
Oh, that's huge for language learners, isn't it?
Totally. They made such a great point that, kindness and just wanting to help often matters way more than perfect grammar.
It's so true. That worry about saying it wrong can just freeze you up. Yeah. But honestly, when you approach someone wanting to help, they're usually focused on your intention, not like your verb tenses.
Right. I remember once I was trying to ask for directions, totally messed up the question, but the person was just so nice about it, happy I was trying.
That's a perfect example. And the podcast shared this sweet little story. Yeah. Someone helped a tourist in Tokyo. All they said was, can I help you?
Just that?
Just that. And it led to a really positive interaction. They called it a little English moment, a small victory. I loved that phrasing.
Me too. A small victory. It shows how even basic English, offered kindly, can really connect people.
And it builds your confidence too. That was another key connection the podcast made. Offering help actually helps your own English progress.
It really does. Every time you put yourself out there, try to communicate in a real situation.
They're practicing, getting real world mileage, building fluency, getting more comfortable.
Exactly. So, okay, the podcast then moved into some really practical ways we can all offer help in English more often, even if we're not like traveling internationally right now.
Yeah, these were good.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking beyond just face-to-face stuff, there are tons of opportunities online, right?
For sure, like in language forums or maybe online gaming communities.
Or even just supporting other English learners you know. If you're in any online groups, maybe answering a question someone posts.
That's a great one. The podcast specifically mentioned joining forums, answering questions in English learning groups. It's practice and helping. Win-win.
And it's important to remember, offering help doesn't always mean like long, complicated sentences.
Right. Sometimes short and sweet is perfect. The podcast gave examples like, what were they?
Things like, let me show you if you know where something is.
Yeah. Or, here, take this if someone needs something you have. Quick, practical.
Simple but effective. And I really like this phrase they mentioned, I can help if you want.
Oh, that's good. Why'd you like that one?
Well, it offers help, clearly, but it also gives the other person the choice. You know, it respects their autonomy. They can say yes or no easily.
That's a really thoughtful way to phrase it. Okay, and then they shared this sort of secret, they called it playfully.
Yeah. The secret is when you help someone else in English, you're actually helping yourself.
A lot. It's so true, though. You build confidence, right? Using English for real.
Definitely. You might pick up new words, new ways to say things. You build courage to speak more. And it just creates a really positive vibe around your own learning.
Yeah, a positive mindset. The podcast used this lovely analogy for it.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
They said helping others in English is like giving water to your own English tree.
Oh, I like that. That's really visual.
Isn't it? It just paints a picture of how using your English to help others actually like nourishes your own skills, makes them grow stronger.
That really is a great way to think about it.
Yeah.
So building on that, the podcast suggested a really concrete action step for you, the listener.
Yes. A little challenge. Try to offer help in English just once this week.
It doesn't have to be huge, just one time. Look for a small opportunity.
Yeah, it could be super simple, like messaging another learner, saying, hey, let me know if you need help with that homework or whatever.
It's about taking that first step, building the habit. The host on that podcast even shared their own personal go-to phrases.
Oh, right. One of them likes to say, don't worry, I've got you, which sounds really reassuring.
Yeah, very supportive. And the other one often just uses a simple, friendly, need a hand.
Casual, direct. Good one, too.
And to make it super easy for you to get started, the podcast put together a handy little list of these common phrases, a sort of toolkit.
Perfect. Let's run through that list again. It was, do you need help?
Can I help you?
Would you like some help?
Need a hand.
Let me help you.
Is everything okay?
Yeah.
And that reassuring one, don't worry, I've got you.
Right. And their call to action was great. Just screenshot that list or jot it down real quick.
And then
try using just one of those phrases, maybe even today. That's your action step. Really manageable.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the main takeaway from this deep dive really is that offering help in English, it doesn't need to be scary.
Not at all. It's about simple words, kind intentions, and just being willing to connect.
And remember that powerful link we talked about. When you help others with your English, you're actually helping yourself grow too.
Mm-hmm.
Feeding your own English tree.
Exactly. It's those small, consistent actions. Every little bit helps build your fluency, your confidence.
So yeah, we really hope you take that small step. Offer help just once. Even a simple, can I help you?
Keep practicing, keep connecting. Your English tree is growing.
Definitely. And we'll be back with you for the next deep dive.